Hey, it's Christy from Mindful Evolutions, and I have some strength training exercises for you today that you can do anytime, anywhere, with some mindfulness tips on how to keep your body safe and how to work your muscles evenly. So we need some weights. We could use bottles of water or cans, but if you have some weights, that's perfect. So I've got ones, my little cute Barbie weights. Here's my ones, here's my twos, and then I also have some spicy fives here. So if you're a beginner, this is great. You actually don't need all of these anyway. You could just grab some 5-pounders, and if you want to, ones, but if you don't, just like I said, bottles of water are fine to replace the ones. All right, so first things first, form. Form is everything with strength training. Trying to build muscles in your whole body, we have to keep our backs really safe. So when I'm doing my bicep curl here, I'm gonna tuck my elbows in tight, and I want you to notice my shoulders are not slumped over, and I'm not poofing my belly out like this. I'm really tall, and I have a little baby bend in my knees. So I'm gonna scooch out here, and I'm just gonna pull. I'm gonna scooch back in, so that way you can see, back is really tall. My belly is in tight. It's just a flex on my core. It's not like really pulling my belly button to my spine. And I'm looking for really hugging my elbows in tight. I'm looking for like 10 to 50 reps. I don't want to do 5,000 or my whole 10 minutes in one exercise, because that means that my muscles are going to be built unevenly. I might feel pain. It might feel like I strained something. So I just want to make sure that I'm doing maybe 2 to 3 different moves with my strength training. All right, so there's a bicep curl. Next, I'm going to go into a little tricep kickback here. So first, actually, I'm going to do this little tricep press back behind. Notice I've pitched my body forward. I still have my abs in tight. I still have that little bit in my knees. Long spine, so long line from crown of head to tailbone. And I'm squeezing my arms in tight. Press. Don't forget to breathe. And I'll just show from this side. And I'll show from this side. So I still got that little baby bend, pressing straight back. All right, now here comes that kickback. So I just bend my elbows only and press those arms back. Squeezing elbows in tight, really flat back, really straight spine. Awesome. Next one looks like this. It's an overhead press. So I'm going to stand up tall again. I'm going to take my arms out and I'm going to press up like goalpost arms. Press. This is great for the 1-pounders because sometimes, especially if our body isn't used to pressing up over our head, sometimes this is really spicy. Do what you can. Maybe it's just 2 reps. Think really tall spine, line your back on that imaginary wall, and press. Press. Awesome. Another cool cue is to think about pressing a band open with those arms. So press up to the sky and then open slow. Feels really good. Tall spine, flat back, a little bit in those knees. Good, good, good. All right, now we're gonna take and we're gonna do a little snatch. So this one looks like this. I'm gonna take both weights in my right hand. I'm gonna take my weights down to the ground and press them up. Down to the ground and press them up. So I'm getting a little squat in there too. Bend knees, press up. Bend knees, press up. Notice my flat back. Chin is staying lifted. If that's too much for you, if you're not doing these, don't like that, just go here. You can also drop it down to just one weight. Flat back, flat back, flat back. And then don't forget to do the other side. Press, down to the ground, press. This reminds me of like Staying Alive, like Bee Gees. That's fun too, you could always turn that on. Okay, now on our next one, we've got a little circle going on. So arms by your sides, tall spine, and then I'm gonna take and I'm just gonna draw a big circle around. I can make this as big or as small as I want. I could also add a heavier weight. Maybe if I feel like I'm doing this big circle. Breathing, holding those ribs in tight. Again, no flare out like this. Make the move smaller. Form is number 1. And then don't forget to reverse. all the way around, squeezing those shoulder blades together. So if I felt like that was easy for me, I might grab my 5-pounders. My circles will start small. And then if I do decide to make it bigger, I'm just gonna make sure I do not do this really bad form. I'm just gonna do what I can and count out to maybe 10 one direction and then 10 the other direction. Around we go. Awesome, and then again, if I felt like I could do a little bit more with it, I want to do a little fly. I'm going to pitch my body forward and squeeze. Shoulders do not belong in your ears, not good. And I can make this mover as big or as small as I want. Number 1 rule, really flat back and knowing where your body is today. Start with lighter weights, you can always bump up. If you get to 50 reps, you feel really good. And you've done 2 to 3 different arm exercises or arm and back exercises, then maybe bump the weights up. But start small. Weight training and working with weights, it's a long, slow process. So take your time and do a little bit every day. And I cannot wait to see and hear how you do. Good luck. Strong.